Hey, what's up, guys? It's me again, Mr. Joshua, with another custom Gundam MSA review. And today we are doing a part two on a mobile suit that I just got done finishing up. He is about 90% complete. I just got done doing a second recoloring coat on him. He was originally just a standard ground GM type, and I made him a darker gray on his forearms and the lower legs. And the rest I just literally got done making green, and he came out pretty cool. Really like how he came out. He's actually better in person. In person, he's more green. I'm more of a dark jungle green than anything. But yeah, he's almost complete. All I'm waiting on now is for my resin and the mold to come in, so I can mold him and resin cast him some new shoulder pads. And after that, I was actually banking on I was banking on the fact that the dye could have possibly, taken the resin cast head that I did and dyed it green. In a way, it kind of dyed it green, but not the way that I wanted it to be. This is a different type of resin cast that I use. There are two different types of resin casts I use. The first one that I use is called the Amazing brand from Michaels, which is like 25 bucks for a set, and that one's really good for making the MSA plastic shoulders and whatnot, because those ones are actually more closer to those are actually more closer to the texture of the MSA plastic. Again, sorry about my phone; it's a piece of shit. But I use that one, and then for the heads and for the torsos and legs and arms, I use this other stuff that's specifically made for like model cars and whatnot, which really gives you better quality and better texture. The stuff from Michaels is really good, but it doesn't give you as good as a mold as the model stuff does. Model stuff actually gives you like every single detail, and the stuff from Michaels, it does to an extent, but not as good. So it's kind of a give and take. If you use the really good stuff, you don't want to use the good stuff for, let's say, making the shoulder pads, because the shoulder pads, they need to be flexible. They have to be flexible so you can snap them on. And let me pull out a piece that I just got done doing last week. Give me a second. Here we go. Now here's a really good example. This is the the resin cast from Michaels, and as you can see, it's pretty bendable. Uh, it's bendable to an extent. Not sure if you can see that, but you can actually bend it. Versus this one right here. This one was a failed. Unfortunately, this was a failed shoulder pad that I did. But this one was the one that was done by the model version, and it literally doesn't move or anything. It's just one rock hard solid piece, but it gives you some really good detail. Like I said before, the more expensive one, that one's really really good for making the torsos and the arms and whatnot and the heads. And if you want to do the skirts, I'm not really sure about the skirts. It's resin cast. If whether resin cast you use, you can bend it to an extent. So I'm not really sure if it would work with the skirts or not. I've never done it before. But anyways, let's give you guys a quick, little 360 around. Looks pretty sexy. If you were a woman, I'd stick my dick inside of you. But yeah, pretty cool stuff. With this, with the higher quality resin, it kinda, took some of the dye out of it. I actually had the dye the head, and the dye-in solution for like an hour and a half, and that's what it came up with. And at this point, I was like, you know what, fuck, I'll just get some paint and paint it myself. I mean, it's not like it's gonna do any harm. But overall, he looks pretty good. I just have to resin cast him, maybe a beam saber hilt or something. He's gonna be in my eBay store pretty soon. After I'm done with him, I actually had some resin casted shoulder pads that I was using for him, but I kind of lost them. But it's alright though. They're shitty. Wasn't anything worth keeping. But I got another shoulder pad in here that I'm fixing to do pretty soon. Like I said before, I'm just waiting more resin cast and more mold. Another $50 down the drain, right? No, not really. It's actually the mold is what's really expensive for me. Sometimes I can actually get really good deals on the resin cast at Michael's, especially if you get the 50% off, coupon. I can turn around and get it for like $15. But the expensive part, are these molds right here. Yeah, they're actually pretty pricey to make, and it's really it's a big trick to mold your figures and stuff. What you want to do is you want to put your little figures or whatever you want to mold in there. You need to put in there a specific way so you won't get any air bubbles and whatnot. I've done a couple of fails so far. Not very much. This one right here, this is a fail, but I can easily fix it. It's just a Zacky 2-leg. But anyways, yeah, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for some more Gundam MSA reviews. Thanks.